Hi, welcome to the Mr. Fact channel. Have you ever wondered how much the best-selling game console in the world is? You will be excited when you see this list and this video. Let's go. Nintendo Wii. November 19, 2006, North America, its production has ended. But this is very crazy because this console has sold 101.63 million copies so far. And this is the 7th item on this exciting list. UCAMs with the highest score. Super Mario Galaxy 10, Super Mario Galaxy 297, The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess 95. The Wii was the main competitor of the Xbox 360 from Microsoft and the PlayStation 3 from Sony as the 7th generation game console. Nintendo has said that this console is designed for more people than its two rivals. According to official information from Nintendo, the Wii ended its history as the 6th best-selling console. With more than 100 million systems sold, the Wii produced 920 million units of software sales, the second highest amount for any Nintendo console. 6. PlayStation 1. December 3, 1994. Japan. Old and popular, an amazing console that most of us have memories of its games. That its production status has ended, and it has sold 102.5 million devices in the world, and that is a very big number these days. The name and reputation of PlayStation in the gaming industry is so prominent that few gamers can be found who have not experienced playing with one of the platforms of this brand at least once or have not heard anything from their surroundings in this field. A brand that has seen both glorious and magnificent days and periods of decline and disappointment in its 20-year life. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 298, Tekken 396, Gran Turismo. According to Sony, the final sales of PlayStation 1 are shown in 102.4 million copies, with more than 960 million units of software sales. This makes it the 3rd best-selling console of Sony ever, as it has recently been overtaken by PlayStation 4. November 15, 2013, North America. The production status of this popular console, which has taken the 5th place in our list, has ended. So, games with the highest score: Red Dead Redemption 2 97, Grand Theft Auto V Fane 97, Persona 5 Royal 95. PlayStation 4 dominated the 8th generation of consoles. After shipping 1 million units in Sony's fiscal year that ended on March 31, 2022, PS4 sales have now reached 117.2 million units.
Emotional damage!
This console has the title of the fastest home console to reach 100 million units sold, according to Nico Partners analyst Daniel Ahmad, who beats PS2 by 2 months before this era. So far, more than 1 billion units of software have been sold for this console. 4. Game Boy. Game Boy Color. Game Boy is an 8-bit 4th generation handheld game console developed and produced by Nintendo. It was first released in Japan on April 21, 1989, in North America later that year, and in Europe in late 1990. April 21, 1989. This console has sold 118.69 million in the world. Production status. Ended games with the highest score: Metal Gear Solid 96, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe 93, The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages 92. This sales figure comes directly from Nintendo and includes simultaneous sales of the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color models. For this console, 501 million units of software were sold, which ranks 3rd in Nintendo's all-time list. 3. Nintendo Switch, one of the old consoles that has sold 132.46 million. Initial release date: March 3, 2017. Reproduction status. Ongoing games with the highest score: The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Diddy 7, Super Mario Odyssey, and Fatal Dame, Zeltes 7. By the end of 2022, the Switch became the 3rd best-selling video game console of all time, surpassing the lifetime sales of PS4 and Game Boy. Its total sales reached 132.46 million units by September 30, 2023, which is 21.5 million units less than Nintendo's best-selling hardware, Nintendo DS. According to Nintendo, more than 1 billion units of software have been sold for the Switch, which is the highest amount for any Nintendo console. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still the best-selling console game with over 57 million copies sold. Switch combines the console and handheld lines that were previously supported by Nintendo with separate hardware and software. Also see Best Nintendo Switch Deals and when to buy in 2023 before we go to the second console. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. To Nintendo DS, November 21, 2004 at North America production status. Ended in this company has sold 154.2 million consoles games with the highest score. Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars 93, Flipnote Studio 93, Chrono Trigger Icaro 92. This sales figure comes directly from Nintendo and includes the total sales of all systems in the DS family, including the original model, DS Lite and DSi. Nintendo DS also performed as the best system of this company in terms of software sales, with nearly 950 million games sold. Now let's go to the best-selling game console in the world that you won't believe. Let's go. 1. PlayStation 2. Okay. PlayStation 2 is a 6th-generation game console and is the best-selling home console in history, with sales of 156 million
Emotional damage!
copies by 2013, selling more than 141 million copies by September 30, 2009. In 2005, PlayStation 2 became the fastest console to sell 101 million copies to the market. March 4, 2000 HEP production status. Ended games with the highest score: Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 97, Grand Theft Auto II 97, Resident Evil 4 96. PlayStation 2 remains the best-selling video game console of all time. This popular Sony system has surpassed Nintendo DS by nearly 5 million units and easily left behind other consoles. By January 31, 2011, Sony had sold 150 million PlayStation 2s to retailers. Although this was the last official report, the console was still in production until early 2013. Nico Partners analyst Daniel Optmod via Resetter reported that sales increased to 155.1 million units by March 2012. Our total estimate is 159 million. In the fiscal year ended March 2013, a total of 16.5 million units of PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2 devices were shipped, he wrote. PlayStation 2 was still shipping during this period, so the information we lack from the number of units of PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 is how many units of PlayStation 2 were and how many PlayStation 3 were. Using the announcements of 80 million sales of imported PlayStation 3 as a guide, you can quickly move backwards and finally realize that PlayStation 2 sales from March 2012 to the end of production should be close to 4 million. According to Sony, its software sales reach 1.5 billion units.